Hello YouTube, what's going on YouTube? Well, they found Trump guilty. You knew they would. They would find some way to put him in jail or prison or try to steal this election again for Joe Biden. They're getting down to the nitty gritty and the dirty. Hey, come here. But yet, you see what's going on. Now since they got Trump on the supposed bogus charges, they're going to try to keep him out of the White House. They're going to do everything in the world to keep him out of the White House. Well, that's fine. Because we have his son. We have Ramaswamy. We have people like that. We have all these other people that I can't remember all their names right now, that are actually just as good as him, if not better, in a way. So now, since they bogusly found him guilty, you're going to see them try to do everything in the world to steal this election for Joe Biden. Even Joe Biden himself says we cannot win this election. He knows that without doing it corrupt and illegal, he's not going to win this election. There's no way. And these domestic terrorists, with the D in front of their party, even some Republicans, the rhinos, they actually are going to do everything in the world to keep their corrupt government, their satanic pedophile government, going. And I'm telling you, these congressmen, these senators, these governors, mayors, even city council and law enforcement, everybody else, have done the same thing as hush money as Trump supposedly done. He's supposedly done. Stormy Daniels admitted to lying. Stormy Daniels admitted that she lied on the stand. This whole court thing is nothing but a farce. It's a big time farce. And I'm telling you, now since they got that, if they put a Democrat in office this time, Joe Biden or whoever, I'm telling you, you're going to see the beginning of the communist socialist government. They're going to come after you. They're going to have to come after me. And like I said in the last video I made, they're going to come after the uneducated people that don't understand their constitutional rights and their freedom and their liberties. They're going to come after us. They're already illegally spying on us. And the ATF is doing it, the NSA and DEA and everybody else, FBI and so on and so on. They're all spying on us. That's illegal. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. So actuality, now since they supposedly got the king or the head guy of this freedom movement, the MAGA party, they're going to come after you. They're going to come after me. They're going to do everything in the world to make life miserable for anybody that claimed to be MAGA. And they're going to try to use this to goat you into a war. They're going to try to goat you into a civil war, a whatever name you want to put with it. They're going to try to make you, the patriotic people, look like terrorists. They're going to try to make it anybody that supports Trump look like terrorists. When we actuality, we've seen it being played out that they are the domestic terrorists. And I'm telling you, these people are going to sit down, they're going to make a plan, and they're going to do everything in the world to kill off anybody that owns guns, to kill off anybody that stands for freedom, First Amendment auditors, cop watchers, anybody. Anybody that stands up and puts their voice out there on YouTube, they're going to find some way to arrest you. If they can find a way to find Trump guilty on bogus charges, what are they going to do for us? They're going to do the same thing as you, or as they did for him, they're going to do for you. They're going to find bogus, bullshit charges for every patriotic American. You're going to see this happen. And if the law enforcement, local law enforcement, and the governors of your state, and the law enforcement in your state doesn't stand with the people, they're going to turn against the people. They're going to follow orders. They're going to hurt and kill innocent people, which they've been doing all along. It's just now we're starting to see the evidence of it. They've been under the guidelines of law. They don't care if they violate your rights. They come into your house without a warrant. They do all kinds of stuff. They use the stingray devices to surveil you without a warrant. There ain't nothing you do anymore that they don't pay attention to. Because they are trying to skirt the Fourth Amendment. They are trying to shut up the First Amendment. They're trying to take the Second Amendment. And now, since Trump is found guilty, and he's the one that's been a big voice for all this constitutional freedom, they're going to start going after all these people. Ramaswamy, they're going to go after anybody that they think that will vote for. Because they're going to want to take them down at all costs. All costs necessary. And I'm telling you, since this came out today, you're going to see the real tyrannical government rear its head. Even here in small town Texas, you're going to see government starting to abuse its power even more. You're going to see all this bullshit charges that they can push on the American people. They're going to. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see the UN pop up out of nowhere. Here they are. UN. I wouldn't be surprised. We got the Chinese, 30-some thousand Chinese soldiers that have come across the border, let alone Nigerians and everybody else. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if the UN doesn't help in enforcing martial law in this country, because they're going to be so scared of the patriotic people that they're going to call for help from the UN, from the billionaires, anybody they can get a hold of. I wouldn't be surprised if NATO doesn't turn their back on the people. You start to see NATO turn their back. I wouldn't be surprised if these order followers, law enforcement, start to turn their back on the people. I really don't think that some of these cops, hopefully a lot of them are good, but some of them are just going to follow orders. They are, because I got a job to do. I got a job to do. I got to feed my family. What good is feeding your family if you put everybody into slavery? What good is destroying the future of your own kids to put everybody into slavery? Because your kids will end up in slavery just the same as everybody else. See, if you don't educate your kids or your children on their constitutional freedoms now, and their liberties and the laws, and go pick up any law book, constitutional law book you can, and start educating your kids, any law books, period, and you start educating your kids. If you don't do that, their kids ain't going to know how to defend freedom. They ain't going to know how to stand up to cops. They ain't going to know how to exercise their freedom. And now the Democratic Party will look at this so-called win over Trump as a stepping stone to stealing the election now. I'm telling you, you better be on guard. You better be educating your kids on survival. How to survive in the woods, how to survive anywhere. You better be on guard. You know, living your life like there's nothing going on in the world's not going to change in this fairy tale utopia that we think we live in right now, is not a good thing, really. Because if you don't live your life on the fact that the government is hiding and everything they do, their corruption, they're doing everything to cover it up. If you ain't living your life with your constitutional freedoms and your liberties and holding the law enforcement accountable and holding your local government accountable, if you're not paying attention to all that, they're going to cover it so deep you'll never find it. We're just now starting to see the exposure of corruption of law enforcement, local law enforcement, everybody else. We're starting to see that. And I'm telling you, it's only the surface is what we actually see. This is the surface. This is like right here at the top. What's actually going on is the satanic pedophiles and these satanic people that run the world. They're going to do anything in the world to get their agenda and achieve their agenda. Their agenda is to eliminate you and me completely off the face of the earth. Their agenda is to keep you sick. Their agenda is to get you dependent on the one world health system, one world economics, one world everything. That's their agenda. Joe Biden, Obama, all these people in Congress and Senate and government, they're just puppets. The real puppet master is going to try to use this thing with Trump as a victory, and they're now going to try to put their plan in play. Because when Trump was elected, it put their plan back. Why do you think they have a plan called the 2030 plan? They're going to try to implement this. People have been talking about it on the internet. You can find it on the internet. People talking about it in depth, a lot more in depth than I am. The 2030 plan, the 20 whatever, and then Project Bluebeam and Project whatever. You know, CIA is just, that's it. They're propagandists. That's what they do. They do propaganda against the American people. They're pushing propaganda through the music in Hollywood. I'm sure Hollywood has done how much hush money. And they haven't found them guilty yet. You know, De Niro and everybody else. How many people have been paid for hush money in Hollywood, the music industry? Well, hell, look at P. Diddy. He paid how much in hush money? And they're just now saying, oh, well, maybe P. Diddy's dirty. No, P. Diddy is protected by the government, by the Democratic Party, by the pedophilia rings. You know, Epstein's Island and everybody else. So he's into that ring. So now since you see all this stuff being exposed and people are learning about it, the music industry for rap and everything else, they're about as dirty and corrupt as you can get. And if you haven't figured that out yet, they only work for the government. They work for the CIA. They work for the Democratic Party. They are puppets. Project Mockingbird. Excuse me, Mockingbird. Look that one up. And you see it every day being played. Project Mockingbird. So if you ain't educating your children on situational awareness and how to take care of themselves and defending themselves, all these things will come to play in the future. And I'm telling you, the future will be bleak for them. God is still in control, and God always will be in control. Y'all pray for this country right now, and pray that Trump has a plan or the people, the American people, the patriot people, have a plan to stand against this corruption and this evil. I'm telling you, if we don't have a plan, we're going to go into this blindly, and that's not a good thing. Every military force in the world always sets up a plan before they go in and they conquer the enemy. So y'all better wake up. Educate your children. Stockpile on food, stockpile on ammo, stockpile on whatever you got to stockpile on. The days of being a YouTube star and just kind of goofing off and joking around is over. I'm telling you. Because they're going to use this against you. Whatever you put on the internet, they will use against you. They will try to make up some charge with you. They'll try to do anything. They'll try to twist your name. They'll try to claim a lot of things against you. And if you don't know how to defend yourself against that, you're going to be caught up in this mess. This storm that's getting ready to come. Like Trump said, the storm is going to come. Just get ready for it and stay out of the way. Or learn to defend yourself because of the storm. I'm telling you, you got one or two choices. You can't run. Where are you going to go? So you got to either defend yourself or just bow down and kiss their butt and become one of them. You can serve the devil or serve God. That's one of two choices. Y'all stay blessed today. Y'all stay safe. Keep your eye on what's going on with Trump. Keep your eye on it real close. God bless. I'm praying for America. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for myself. I'm praying for my family. Y'all pray. It's time to bring God back and let God take control. Have a good day.